food here at Suraci's Italian Cafe in 44 is reminiscent of old world Italy. It's all about the fresh handcrafted pastas, sauces, and specialty meats. I'm here in the kitchen with Danny Maticek of Suraci's Italian Cafe, and what are we making today, Chef?
Crab cavitelli.
Wow, that sounds good.
First, I'm going to make the dough. This is a pretty decent sized, batch. We do it at the restaurant. First, I add semolina flour. It has to be Durham semolina.
All right.
We add 2 quarts of that, and then what we do is we'll add 1 quart of all-purpose, and then we add 6 eggs.
I wanted to stress that everything here is made fresh.
Yes.
And handcrafted.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
We make our own dressings. We make our own pastas. The cavitellis and the gnocchis we make from scratch.
Nice.
So I add 6 eggs to that, and
All right.
then I add 3 pounds of ricotta.
Okay.
Cheese. Ricotta impasata, it's called. And then what we'll do, we'll add another ingredient, is salt. We use about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup there. So now we mix it on low for about a half hour, just to get the gluten going, gets everything incorporated. It makes it a nice smooth dough, and then we let it rest for about, I want to say, probably about an hour or so. That helps it, more pliable when you go to do it. All right, and after a half hour, this is what the dough looks like.
Nice.
You see how nice, and pliable it is.
Yes, beautiful.
And then we cut it into pieces. What I like to do, you can have machines at home, the KitchenAids have attachments and stuff. I like to do it by hand, because you want this to be on the thicker side for when you roll it through the machine.
Oh, I got
Yeah, because so it'll stand up. Because if you go too thin, what'll happen is when it curls, you won't have a nice dough. So yeah, then we do it about that thick. I want to say about a ½ inch. Then we cut it in.
Cut it again, right?
Yeah, you cut it in little strips. So yeah, now we put them through. Like I said, it's got to be the right consistency there. And then you see them coming through.
Oh my God, they're perfect.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah, that's part of why you let the dough rest. Makes it nice because the gluten gets to relax, and see you get all the nice little marks.
Oh, they're beautiful.
And that's what catches the sauce. You could tell, it's really not that hard. People always say, oh my God, homemade pasta takes so much time and this.
But wow.
And it really doesn't. Yeah, if you have the right equipment and you practice a little bit. It's great to do with the family too. We do our cooking school here, for the kids.
Yeah.
And that was a big hit with the cavitellis, and the homemade pastas, because when they see it come through the machine,
I know, it is fun.
and not out of a box,
Yeah,
they
right?
get so excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they like to make meatballs, and that's the best thing about cooking. Now all the hard labor's done, we're going to get into the fun part of it, the cooking. So I take olive oil, and you want to have a semi-warm pan,
Right.
And what you want to do is, because you don't want to burn the garlic. I see a lot of people, when they're in a hurry, you're cooking and stuff, they throw it in there real hot, and then they
Then it
just
gets
burn
kind
it.
of pungent, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
right. It gets bitter. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what you do is you want to almost melt the garlic, So that's why I like cutting it thin. And then after that, when it starts to get a little brown, around the sweat out, I add the tomatoes. Mm-hmm. I say this all the time. People love flames.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's cool to some people, but you don't want it with this. Because what happens is when you have flames like that, it imparts smoke in it. It'll have a smoky flavor to it.
Oh.
So you want to take it off the heat and stir it and let those tomatoes break down. I salt it right now, and then I'll add a little bit of chili flakes, just because the salt will pull out the water in the tomatoes and it'll help them break down faster.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, salt's great with food, just for that reason. Only not just imparting flavor, but it helps break it down. It caramelizes a lot easier.
Right.
Now we're going to turn up the flames, because you see how it's starting to pull the water out of it?
Yes.
This is what gives you your sauce. And then you do is I take the little white wine, I would say, a 1/4 of a cup.
Right.
What I like to do too is, because you want a thicker sauce, you want it to break down, so let it evaporate.
Right.
We have this on high right now. So it'll take, probably 30 seconds to a minute, to really break down. So while I'm waiting on that stuff there, I add the pasta. As soon as that comes up to the top, as soon as they float, they're done. I know a lot of people think you have to cook fresh pasta for 7 minutes like it says on the box, but you don't.
Okay.
This stuff you want to make sure that it's right to the top and it's done. And then now here's where we add the crab. It's lump crab I buy. And then I'll add a little tomato, come over here and grab a little tomato sauce. And then at the end I add a little cream. And then my trick, I love pasta water. I love the starch in it, and it brings everything together. So I add, probably about 4 ounces there.
So save your pasta water.
Save your pasta water, yeah. It comes through in the clutch. So if you can see it, you want it more of like a blush. So you see how it's a little light there?
Yes, yes.
We'll add a little bit more tomato sauce. Remember, you can control what you want to put in it, And this is one of my favorite things. We always like to do a little pesto at the end there.
Another layer of flavor, right?
That's it. And now you just let it sit there. You wait for your pasta to come up, take it, toss it, let it incorporate, get it, right into the noodle, and it's done.
Well, Chef, there we have it.
Yep, this is our crab cavitelli. This is one of our specialties. It is a highly requested dish. I'm probably going to have to put it on the menu now.
I could
now
imagine.
that people are going to see it, you know?
Everyone's going to want it.
Yeah, everybody goes nuts over this.
So, Chef, why don't you tell everybody what else you have to offer, because you really have a nice menu.
Yeah, we do salads. We do specialty salads. We make our own dressings. A lot of our cured meats, stuff we get from Italy. We do a lot of hoagies. Our signature hoagies have been our biggest seller. We have a nice slicer I got from Italy. It's all hand cranked. Everything that you order, prosciutto, lonza, coppa, it's all sliced on this. There's no motor, there's no nothing. It just glides right through it, and it's it's a nice piece. And I keep it out front, and a lot of the people like to see that.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it just gives you that old world, good old
That's right.
fashioned feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we get a lot of our customers that appreciate that. Our hours, we're open from Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7.
Excellent. You have all sorts of specials on social media.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Everybody can check you out there.
Yeah, Facebook.
Thank you so much for having us at
Thank you,
Suraci's
Jackie.
Italian Cafe.
Appreciate it. Thanks again.
Thank you. You're welcome.